Welcome to the Virtual Career Lounge session, helping you be a greater you. I'm your host, Dali Perez. This lounge is designed to help middle and high school students prepare for life after high school because failing to plan is planning to fail. And today we're going to talk about introduction to career exploration. So we're going to talk about the concept of career exploration, the steps that involves that, and the importance of understanding one's interests and skills. But before we start, we want to thank our special sponsor for this career lounge, EXL, a leading data analytics and digital operations and solutions company. If you want to learn more about EXL, go to exlservice.com. Thank you to the sponsorship. We're able to bring this lounge to you at no cost. And a little bit about us, we are Love Our Youth, a 501c3 nonprofit organization providing programs for youth. Our mission is to leverage the power of collaboration and uplift and empower youth and their families within our community. And before we start our topic for today, we want to bring our panelists and we want them to introduce themselves. So if you can please share your name, tell us a little bit about you, why you choose your current role, and why did you choose your current career?
Awesome. Thank you so much, for hosting us today. First of all, very warm welcome to each one of you. I think that, this is one of the best things, right, I have done in last many months, right? And I'm sure you must have thought about, your career, becoming a chef, becoming a scientist, or even a superhero, right? But let's explore some fun jobs and see that, what perfectly fits you. My name is Gagan Kharbanda. I have been with EXL for 17 years now. I lead the finance and risk advisory practice. When I started my career about 17 years back, straight out of college, I thought that, I wanted to do something which was interesting, which was different. And I think finance and risk definitely, strike that balance, right? Because it has a combination of a domain expertise, plus it has a combination of the new technology, right, which keeps coming in. And, that's an area, right, which excited me a lot. So that's how I started my journey. I will talk a little more, but I'll just pass on to some of my colleagues to introduce themselves.
Yeah, I can go next. Hi, I'm Anand Agarwal. I'm a chartered accountant by profession with over 20 years of experience in risk and compliance space. I chose this profession because when growing up and studying in the college, I saw a lot of financial frauds happening within the industry. So I thought, how can I help the industry bring some structure to the financial statement which is being issued? And I chose the career where I can review or validate these statements before it is issued and uh, bring some structure to the program. So that is about me. I'll be talking more about what I did during the career, but over to you, Nisha Philip.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Myself Nisha Malik. I hold a bachelor's degree and I'm chartered accountant by profession. I chose governance risk and compliance field because of the vast opportunity it provides to dig into a lot of details, get into a lot of process insights. I have been working in this field for last 14 years and I have built an experience in SOX, compliance, internal audits, risk control framework, and I chose this because of the opportunity it provides that I can talk to a lot of stakeholders, I can provide my insight, I can get a lot of details about the process, and it helped me build as an individual. Thank you. Over to you, Philippe.
Hi, good morning. My name's Philip Fernandez. I've been in the IT risk and compliance space for about 14 years now. Um, Doing a lot of what my other colleagues have been doing, just more with an IT focus. Uh, when I first was in college and I was trying to figure out what to do back then, I knew I wanted to do something within the IT space. I was thinking computer science at the time. Um, and it's a longer story, but it's kind of funny. I ended up kind of falling into this space here. At my university, there was a degree program that kind of bridged the gap between IT and business specialties, and I ended up getting a tour of the program, the facility, and I just kind of fell in love with that sort of bridging the gap between kind of two very important parts of our lives. Computer science, especially nowadays, with all of the technology that keeps jumping, and then kind of the businesses that are all around us and kind of shape the world that we live in.
Amazing. So thank you all of you for being here with us today. And we're gonna, start the topic. And as Philip was mentioning that he's first started, with computer science, that was his interest, and then he explored with the business side and all that. That's precisely what we're here to talk about, career exploration, because we have some passions, we have some interests, but how do we explore that? So let's start with that. What is career exploration, and why is it so important for teens to understand that they need to explore those different careers and those different paths? Any of you can jump in.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll.
go
Oh,
ahead. Go ahead, Philippe.
so I know I've read in a few places that if you take a look at like top uh, jobs younger kids, and this might have been a little while ago, we're looking into, you see certain things like social media personalities and stuff like that. Um, Not everyone is going to be able to be a social media star, unfortunately. But although everyone aspires to kind of be one kind of thing, when I was younger, I wanted to be an archaeologist or a paleontologist because of Jurassic Park. Didn't end up in that role, but uh, I still looked around at the world around me, various jobs, various occupations, and it's kind of important because when you're younger, or maybe the age you are now, you may have one set idea in your mind of this is what I want to do, but then maybe once you start going to college, you start taking those courses that are supposed to kind of set you on that path for that particular um, job, or maybe you're taking AP courses or courses within high school now that are within that wheelhouse of what you're looking for, and you might find now that you don't like that position, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are so many different jobs. There are so many different things you can do in this world. So it's very important to kind of take a look around, especially now. Now you have the time to kind of explore all the different possibilities out there before you kind of focus in on what you want to pursue.
Yeah. Thanks, Philippe. So my view is that see, career exploration, right? It is all about learning about different jobs and finding out that what you might want to do, right, when you grow up. And it's a chance to see what kind of work people do, what skills they need, and what jobs, right, which might match your interest and your strengths at the same time, right? Think of it like trying on different hats, from being a doctor to a game designer, or to, yes, even a professional chocolate taster, right? Dream big, right? There are jobs like these. But by exploring these, right, you start to see what excites you, what you're good at, and what type of work you might want to do, and which will make you happy. So the combination of all of this, and remember that you don't have to pick the right path right now. Exploring careers is all about discovering possibilities. Who knows, right? You might just stumble upon something amazing that you never know knew which existed. So I would say that look and explore more and more jobs, see that what your peers are doing, look at your strengths, and see that what will make you happy is something, right, which I would have an advice for to you guys.
I can go next, but I have a very funny story. Not a funny, rather it's like an irony. I was never good in academics. Till my 10th grade, I was like, why do I have to study? And then I just sat with my dad and I was like, I cannot do mathematics. It's not my core strength. And that's when I decided that I'll opt for commerce, but without maths. That's where I would say my academic graph took an upward trend, and I was able to score well, I was able to develop, I saw that now I'm understanding things well. So I would suggest, or I would focus more on where you can find interest and what are your strengths and weaknesses. You have to identify within yourself. Don't make a comparison of what your others peers are doing. Are they doing well? If they are choosing a stream, that you have to follow their path. Carve your own path. That's what I did for myself, and it has worked out well for me.
I can go next. Regarding my career, right? I am from a business family. Most of my relatives, my dad, and everyone was in business, right? And I was never of the view that I will choose a job as a career, right? And even in job, what will be the kind of work which I will be doing? But whenever I went to my father's office, he used to put me in accounting and auditing, that see if all the documents are making sense. And when I was doing that activity, around me also I was seeing a lot of frauds happening, and slowly I picked up interest in doing some of these, right? And then I realized that this is the field I will go for, and I stuck to it. I prepared for my higher studies, and I cleared chartered accountancy in the meanwhile, and then finally I got some good job with EXL, where I was able to pursue my career. So that was my growth trajectory and my professional career. But obviously, there's lot of opportunity around, and when I was doing like the studies, there was limited opportunity. Now the world has grown, right? There's so many information available on internet, right? So you have to research, and you have to understand what will interest you most. What do you see yourself doing in 5 to 10 years from now, and what will bring happiness to your life? So that is how you have to think about it. Sit down, write some notes, essays, that this is what I will do, and this is what will give me peace of mind if I am able to achieve it. That is how you have to pick your career.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's amazing. And all of you, mentioned different stuff, like being wanting to be like archaeologists because of Jurassic Park, or not wanting to do anything related to math and stuff like that from their interests and their passions, right? So how could that transfer into real life, in the sense, how can they explore? So what would be those path, or those maybe hobbies, or maybe internships? How could they explore, and how could they go, right, and see if that's what they look like? And I give you an example. um I have a senior that already graduated, but I remember when we were having these conversations, like what you want to do and stuff like that. So he was changing, one day something, the other day the other thing. And one day he said, I want to be a veterinarian. I think I hope I pronounced it right. And I was like, really? That's interesting. That's the first. And why do you want to do that? Oh, because I want to rescue dogs. And I'm like, okay. You know that you can rescue dogs without studying that? Okay, let's explore that. Maybe you can volunteer at a place and see how that looks like, and if you like it or not. And then he was like, no, this is not for me. Taking that as an example, how could they take those interests, those passions, and how could they go and explore? What would be those examples that you can give, like do this and do that, to go that route and explore, if they really love that to pursue as a career?
Mm. See, so I can go. All students, right? You can explore different career options in a fun and a hands-on way, right? By bringing out different hobbies, activities, and like you said, right, volunteering opportunities, right? That will give you a feel of what you might enjoy doing in the future. So, for example, right, one of the things you could do is, you could try a new hobby. It's a great way to explore what you naturally are interested in. So, for example, if you love drawing, right, or you may want to consider career in graphic design or animation or architecture, right? If you enjoy building things up, right, maybe engineering or carpentry, or that could be your thing, right? You could explore hobbies in art, science, sports, right? Coding. You can volunteer in your own community. Volunteering can help you understand different careers while making a difference. For example, she said, if you like animals, right? Volunteering at a shelter could give you experience in animal care, right? Or you should do some job shadowing or internships. If you know that someone who works in a field that sounds interesting, see if you can shadow them for a day or for a two, right? And ask them questions about what they do, right? How they do it. Short internships are also a fantastic way to test out a field, right? I would say join clubs and school activities, right? My daughter, right, she goes, and she has joined a lot of clubs and a lot of activities. What she does, they're designed to help you explore interest in social setting. So by joining a robotic club could lead you to engineering, right? While a drama club could open up acting, directing, or writing paths for you guys, right? And also, take classes in new areas, right? Use electives, online courses, learn skills in the area that interests you more, right? If you're curious about cooking, right, take a culinary class. If you like writing, try creative writing or journalism. So these are there, and there are countless online platforms, right, with a free or pretty much low cost classes in everything from programming to filmmaking. And these give you the chance, right, to experiment with new skills and see that what might fit. And you never know that what opportunity is in front of you and what you like, and you might just end up taking a very different career path.
Yeah, absolutely. Gagan, pretty much everything you consolidated in a very good way. And the most important aspect is that everything is available online. You don't have to pay for it, just that you have to spend little time to research, identify your interest. That is very important. You may be interested in some of the things today, like healthcare or maybe animal uh, care, right? But second day you may change your interest, so you have to understand what will give you the happiness of life, right? Ultimate goal is the happiness of life. Thank you.
Yeah, I can share my personal experience. I was also struggling, juggling between what should I choose. My father was like, get into a teaching job, but he was from a defense background, so I wanted to explore the options of getting into defense. I did write an exam, but things didn't work out. Then I was like, okay, I want to work for an NGO. I did work with an NGO who was helping the defense personnel, and then there was a special uh, students, but then that also didn't catch my interest. So I also switched a lot till the time I was like, okay, I want to get into this chartered accountancy and not an MBA specifically. So I also did a lot of here and there that what might fit, but you have to explore. You have to get into a lot of internships. Probably these days, I would say back in the days, internship was not that easily available, but these days you can get into very short internship, and that can help you understand where is your area of interest.
And then I guess echoing what everyone else is saying, there are a lot of opportunities out there. You may need to search for particular industries or types of jobs or types of work that you're interested in. Uh, what I would say is, I guess to add is, there are certain jobs where you may not be able to get hands-on experience. Let's say hypothetically, say you want to be an astronaut. No one's sending you up to space for a week or two. But what you might be able to do with that job or any other type of profession is sit down and think, what are the attributes, what are the aspects of that job that I'm genuinely interested in or passionate about? And then maybe you can kind of branch out and say, okay, what other types of work that are adjacent to that industry or occupation am I interested in? Or what are those attributes that I really like that I want to pursue more? And that might help guide you. to identify an internship or a volunteer opportunity or some sort of online course that you might be able to look into more, and then reassess. Maybe you didn't like it, whatever experience you had. But then that's also a learning opportunity too. You take a look and say, okay, well, there were plenty of things maybe I didn't like about it, if it didn't work out. But then you can sit down and also think, what if anything did I like? What attributes, what parts of the job, parts of the class did I like? And that might help narrow your focus of maybe a different job, but even those failures, you might say, in a course or a volunteer opportunity might kind of guide you towards your 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 dream job in its own way.
Awesome. And I like that a lot that you map out like after an experience what did I like, what did I don't like, and then I'll say write it down. I'm a very visual and I write everything down so I can see it and then go back and then having that map, okay, this I like, this I don't like, how to branch out. And something that all of you I think have mentioned is the online part, right? Those courses that you can take online and resources that we have today. And I want to talk a little bit about that because there's good parts and also not that good parts, right? Because we are in the artificial intelligence era and everything is quick and fast and not necessarily is like a good thing, right? So can we talk about that? How they can leverage the online part to learn, but what would be um, the challenges or not the good things about it, and what things they can take into consideration where when they go online, and if it's good to depend only on what they find online.
I can go online. As you mentioned, there's so much of content, right? Now, what do you want to research? How should you research it? And even from the research material, right? What should you take? What should be your takeaway? I don't think it is easy answer, but do not just take away, right? What you should do is form a group of either colleague, talk to your parents, talk to some of the uh, like outsider in perspective, talk to people, understand the perspective. Okay, I read this article in internet, or this is what the AI says, chat GPT, right? Does it even make sense? Think through it. Like Philip mentioned and everyone else, write down the pros and cons, right? If I do follow this article, what could happen, right? How will it bring some of the things which you want to do? How will it achieve your journey, right? What can you do differently from the article? Or maybe that article is not even good enough after you discussed. So you have to discuss it out. That is what you have to follow the routine. First, you have to get something out of the article and then talk to people. Otherwise, it may not be good to your career if you just blindly follow it.
Yeah. So, what I would say is that, see, you can leverage a lot of online resources to explore career, learn new skills, gain insights into what you might want to pursue in future. However, navigating the online world comes with its own set of challenges, right? So, I'll talk about a few challenges and how to navigate them. One that first challenge is that information overload. So what happens that in the internet has endless resources, which can be overwhelming, and you may find it difficult to know that where should I start, right? Which source is credible. So the reliability of resource, right? Not online information is accurate or trustworthy. So you need to be very cautious about relying on the sites, right? That they may have biased or outdated or incorrect information. And then also screen health and mental health, right? I mean, spending too much time online can also lead to fatigue, stress, anxiety. So be mindful of balancing the online with the offline activities. Take breaks, right, to avoid the burnout part, I would say. And then I'll say that, what are the things you should consider while exploring the online learning, right? One is that, first you need to set a very clear goal. Because there are unlimited information out there, it helps you start with a specific goal. whether it's exploring a new field or learning a particular skill or connecting with somebody in an industry of for interest, right? Having clear goals keep online exploration focused and less overwhelming, right? Verify credibility. Always check the credibility of the website or the course provider. Sites affiliated with educational institutions, government organizations, or maybe well-known industry experts are often reliable. So I would say that go with that for sure, right? And then very important, create a schedule. Like, since it's an easy way to spend hours online without realizing it, you should create a schedule for online learning and exploration. That will help manage screen time and will also keep your time more productive, right? And also, use parental control and safe browsing so that it's to avoid any inappropriate content or scam, or make sure that the privacy settings and everything is there. And then last not the least, right, balance online learning with offline activities. It's a great tool online, but hands-on experience, offline hobbies are equally important. Trying things out in real life gives you a better understanding of what certain fields might look like in practice. So by leveraging the internet thoughtfully and staying mindful of potential challenges, you can explore a wide world of possibilities. Try out new ideas and discover career path that inspire you, for all from the comfort of your home, right? But do explore offline activities as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree when Anand said that you should have a goal in mind and then you should be making that online search, because as the information is so vast, you can get distracted very easily, and you want you want to read article A, but sometimes you want to just, okay, let me, I'm just browsing things, and that like Gagan said, you have to keep a tab on time. So because you have only 24 hours in a day, you need to create a schedule that how much I have to read, how much I have to take out of it, because every article or every internet search you're doing, you have to take some learning out of it. Otherwise, you'll be just wasting your hours on it. So the goal is important, that what's your end goal? And then accordingly, you have to make your internet searches.
I'd to kind of summarize into a neat package. There's this one saying I learned very early on in my career. It was great advice, and I kind of try to use that in my day to day. Try, uh, trust, but verify is the saying. And so, especially on the internet, because anyone can write anything on the internet. Uh, take the information. There's always beneficial information out there, but verify it. In my line of work, you may reach out to someone who's experienced in that area, right? To verify what's being written there or what's said is accurate. You can find corroborating sources. You can find other works online, or something just to corroborate. So I think either in your job search or in your life, I think that's a good motto to live by.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing. Trust, but verify. I love it. So, all of you talked about, having that balance, that scheduling, that clear goal. Garen talked about the information overload as well. Would you say is important to have like a mentor, that they, pick someone that is going to mentor me, that's going to clarify maybe some stuff, that's going to help me verify some information? Because, sometimes they just, we want to do everything by ourselves. And sometimes we think that we don't need help, right? Would you say for them, for the teens, is important that they picked someone as a mentor to guide them through this path, and not necessarily it could be their parents, it could be someone else? So what would be your point of view in that sense?
See, I can go first. Right? Mentorship can be a powerful way for students, right, to learn, grow, explore their future options, right? So, some advice: first one, right, don't be afraid to ask for guidance. right? See, finding a mentor starts with reaching out, right? Whether it's a teacher, a family friend, a community member, or somebody, right, who you admire, right, who you can speak with, right? Do not hesitate to ask for an advice or support, right? Most people, by the way, right, are happy to help if you show genuine interest. So that's one, right? Don't be afraid. Second, be curious and open to learning. So, all the mentors are there to help you learn, discover new things, etc., etc., right? But asking questions, listening carefully, be open to different ideas and paths. And remember that, there's no such thing as a dumb question, right? Mentors understand that, you're just starting in, and, they're there to guide you. So be curious and open to learning. Learn from their experience, I would say. Set goals together. A good mentor will help you set goals that align with your interest and your strengths, of course. These could be short-term goals like improving a skill, learning something new, or a longer-term goal like, preparing for a college, a career path, having goals, which can give you direction to your time with your mentor, and makes the experience more rewarding. So take initiatives, follow through, stay open for feedback, express gratitude, and build a relationship. Mentorship is a two-way street, right? You show appreciation for your mentor's time and advice, and build a connection with them. This can be as simple as thanking them regularly or updating them on your progress. And then remember, right, mentors are guides, not decision makers. Ultimately, your career and your life decisions are yours to make. So mentors are there to support you and offer perspective, maybe, but trust your instincts and interests specifically when making choices. So mentorship is an amazing way to learn about yourself, gain confidence, and get guidance on your journey. But the best thing you can do is to stay open, ask questions, use mentorship experience to explore your potential.
Yeah, I would agree to what Gagan said because you are coming right from the college. So probably you are too much excited that I know everything, or too much enthusiast that why should I be talking to anybody? I have the knowledge, I have internet, but talking to someone is very important, be it your parent or your friend or somebody who you look up to. But you need to have someone where you can just express your opinions or understand from them their life or how they have built their career. But mentorship is very important.
One thing I've noticed that in today's world, the kids or the students, right, they know a lot because of the curriculum, the program, the studies, and like Nisha Gagan said, they they think that they know everything. But one thing mentor can provide is their experience, their like what have they seen in life, right? That experience can be leveraged by the students, and they can take some cues that if a certain path is chosen, what can go wrong or right. So that guidance support can be provided by mentor. And obviously you'll have to talk to people. Don't be shy or ashamed, or no question is incorrect, right? Just ask. People will help out, right? We have seen that everyone is ready to help if you ask question. So it is important to find the mentor and talk to them, right? And they can definitely guide. Obviously, like Gagan said, they will not make decision for you, they will just provide guidance. It is for you to take the decision based on the information you have obtained, and the guidance which you have seeked from mentor. Thank you.
I think echoing from everyone else, mentorship is important. It's great. It's a great thing to try to do. I think the important thing is having uh, a second opinion, an outside opinion, because as you're kind of going through and investigating kind of potential opportunities, um, you may have kind of like a set opinion in your head, and without a just someone to bounce ideas off of, you may miss, important things or important aspects of a particular job that maybe you didn't initially think about or realize. for example. Like even with our clients, they rely on us for a second opinion, an expert opinion, kind of a mentor in our various projects, but an outside opinion. So whether it's a mentor, whether it's a teacher, a parent, another friend, it's always good to have someone to kind of bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I want to tap into some of the things that you've said. And one of the things that is the most, it was the mentor is for guidance, not decision maker. That's very important, right? So how can we help them first? How could you say they could go and do the ask? Because okay, now they say the teens that are watching this, they say, okay, I need a mentor. How do I do that, right? So I know that I gotta find someone maybe that I admire, that has knowledge, maybe my parents, a friend, someone close to me. How do I go and do the ask? So if you were, all of you is someone comes to you to ask you, how would that approach, how would be that correct approach? And also what aptitudes and attitudes is important for them to know to have in that process, accepting that guidance. And the other thing would be if they identify that they want to make decisions for them and they're not allowing, that mentor is not allowing them to make the decision for themselves. So how can they identify it and then say, okay, this is, this relationship is not working, I need to find a different mentor. So those are difficult things, that happens in life. So what will be some specific tools or strategies that we can give them so they have that and they can put it in place? Any of you can tap into.
There are a lot of questions in your question, so I can try to answer few of them, and maybe I'll ask team to support on that. But finding the right person who you admire and who can be your mentor is important, right? It's not easy to reach out to someone who you admire, but don't be shy. Find ways to reach out to them, right? It could be just a small thing as, are you available tonight, or maybe today, to talk about I something I want to understand more about my career. You have to speak out, you have to talk and give your feelings to the mentor who you admire or who you want to ask question. Obviously it has to be right person. You have to bring that balance on who should I ask and who should I not ask. But once you reach out to them, right, that opens the path to additional communication. Once they provide the guidance, it is not very easy to understand and then accept the guidance, right? You have to assess, you have to write notes that these are suggestions provided. Out of so many suggestions, what is the pros and cons against? You have to create that skeleton chart wherein multiple decisions are coming out from suggestions, right? And then you pick on those suggestions, like what will be the best for you based on your interest, hobbies, and things you have seen in the real life.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. Touching on that, I think keep in mind you're not writing up a contract with this mentor, right? Or the person that you want to kind of learn more from. Um, you just want to kind of initiate, ask questions, and part of that, touching on a few of the questions that were asked. In most cases, you're going to be your own best advocate throughout life. So in this case, if you're looking for knowledge or experience or answers to some of the questions you have, you need to go out and seek them out. And depending on who this person is, maybe you don't know them that well, so you don't know how to initiate. But as simple as, hey, depending on if this person is a mentor in an industry or a profession or that have the skills that you're kind of interested in, you can just not be blunt, but just be honest. Hey, um, I'm interested in this industry. You have that experience, and I'd love to pick your brain and understand that a little bit more. Um, I think if you go in just being honest and saying you're interested in one of their experiences or some of their knowledge. I think in most cases, a lot of people are more than happy to kind of share their knowledge and their experiences. In most cases, um, also keep in mind that uh, maybe they might give you information that maybe you don't necessarily like. Maybe certain news or information about that particular career is a negative aspect, and maybe you're gung ho about that particular job, no matter what. So you might, in certain cases, you might want to be defensive in some ways, shapes, or forms. But if you're soliciting advice or knowledge from somebody, you want to go in with an open mind. Don't whatever you don't want to take anything they may be saying as criticism, at least to the best you can. And then going back to if maybe a mentor is kind of pushing you in a particular direction, going back to what I said before, you in most cases you are your own best advocate. So you need to know to assert yourself when you're reaching out to somebody for information, and you need to be able to say no, or just maybe not no bluntly, but thank you for your time. I really appreciate the information you gave me, or something like that. Um, just yeah, just know how to seek out knowledge and know how to kind of be assertive for yourself in that process.
I'd say that to make sure that you've got the right mentor. Here are the few things, right, which I think you can follow. First of all, that check if they understand your goals, right? So a good mentor should be interested in your goals and ready to help you achieve them, right? If they ask questions to understand what you're aiming for, that's a good sign, right? I mean, those are the kind of thing you should look for. See if they are knowledgeable in your area of interest. See, look for someone with experience in what you are curious about, whether it is a particular career, skill, or subject. They don't need to know everything, but they should have enough background to be able to give you some solid advice, right? And make sure that they're supportive and encouraging. So a great mentor is someone who cheers you on, celebrates your progress, and believes in your potential. So these three things are very, very important. They should give you constructive feedback, but to do that in a way that it's more positive and helps you improve without feeling discouraged, right? You need to see if they are willing to invest time in you, right? They should be consistent and reliable. If they're regularly making time to meet with you, check on your progress, and offer help, that's a good fit. If they're hard to reach out or don't have time for you, it might be worth looking for someone else, who can dedicate some more time to you, right? And I think both Anand and Philippe spoke about it. Give honest feedback, right? A good mentor, they should give you an honest feedback. They should help you recognize your strength and areas to improve, which is absolutely essential for the growth, right? You need to evaluate if you're comfortable talking to them or not. You should feel you're comfortable sharing your thoughts, asking questions, even making mistakes around your mentor. It should be comfortable doing that, right? And at the end, right, I would say that you need to reflect on your progress. Ask yourself if you're learning and growing with your mentor's help or not. Are they guiding you in a way that you feel more confident and knowledgeable about your goals? But by focusing on these things, right, you can feel confident that you have a mentor who's supportive, experienced, and genuinely invested in helping you succeed.
I agree to what everyone has already mentioned, and it's no shame to accept that today also. And when I say that I have 14 years of experience, I do have a mentor, be it my personal mentor in my personal relationships or my professional mentor, the seniors who are there with me on this call. I do seek help. So, like everyone said, there is no shying away from asking questions or even putting your point through when you are discussing things. So it's important to have open discussions and open to feedback also.
And that's so important because I do have mentors as well, and I think we
Yeah.
Need to have mentors throughout our entire lives because we have different paths, right? After college, you start working and then you start with your career, businesses, and all that. So we always need help. And that's something that we need to, understand, right? And also, something that Philip mentioned is that maybe you're in, exploring with a mentor and something, and maybe you find something that you don't like about that profession. So my last question for you will be, how can they stay motivated, right, and focus on the goal? Because maybe they think, oh, this is the career that I want, but then when they went in with a mentor or an internship, they like, this is not it. Then what am I going to do? The world is going to end. No, right? How can they stay motivated? How can they keep going, exploring? And the more that they explore, the better. So, what you say that help you, like in you guys in your career exploration path, and what tips can we give them so they can stay on track?
Yeah, it's very important, right? Towards the end, I think what makes sense is to stay motivated on your goals. Which your goals can be challenging, right? But with the right strategies, you can keep the energy up and stay on track. So break your goals into smaller steps. Big goals can be overwhelming. So if you break them down into smaller and manageable steps, each small achievement will give you sense of progress and keep you moving forward. Celebrate completing each step, right? That is very, very important. Even a small reward or acknowledgement can boost your motivation. Very important. Visualize your success. Picture what achieving your goals will look and feel like. Imagine how it'll make you feel to reach that point. Excited, proud, successful. That visualization can help you stay focused and remind you that why you started in the first place, right? And I like that, celebrate small wins for sure, right? Track your progress on a very, very regular basis. Keep a log of what you have achieved. Tracking your progress helps you see how far you have come and builds motivation to keep going. Reviewing your progress on a regular basis can also help you spot areas where you might need extra effort. All right, that's where, right, your mentors, your support can help you. Surround yourself with supportive people, right? Share your goal with friends, families, or a mentor who can cheer you and help you keep accountable, right? uh, Keep learning, stay curious, I would say, and by keeping these tips in mind, you can definitely stay motivated, make steady progress towards your goals, and remember, the journey is as important as the destination, right? So enjoy the learning and growth along this way.
Yeah. It does not come. It is not only with the career where you need to be motivated. We see it on a daily basis, right? For any of the organization as well, they have to set a goal. What do they want to achieve? A smaller goal, maybe every quarter, month, they should review that goal, that this is what I want to achieve, and then track it, right? That did I manage to get it? Don't be demotivated if you don't get it, because you have more opportunities, more chances. And once, maybe you don't see a success, but that is the learning. Don't think everything will come so easily. Once you learn, you try to apply on it, your learning, you will see the success. And once you're successful, like Gagan said, importantly, celebrate every smaller occasions with your friends, family. Talk about it, this is my success, right? And people will be happy if you are successful. So very important, set the goal, track it, and celebrate it. Thank you.
So there is no A plus B point that you follow this path and you'll be motivated. So motivation is something that comes from within. Even if we are talking about motivation, probably there are days when we have not faced perfect days, or probably we feel like, oh, are we stuck here? And then we find some other things, we take a break, we find some other interest that helps us keep that motivation up top. But I won't say that there is a rule book that you follow this and you'll be motivated throughout your life. So you have to, like Gagan said, you have to have smaller goals. Once those are achieved, probably you will be in that positive mindset that will help you be happy throughout your career journey or your personal things. That will help you.
And then in addition to what everyone else said, all good points. I think it's also important to be realistic about your career journey. Um, there with every job, right? There's going to be things that each of us love and find passion in, and then there are aspects of every profession that are challenging, are things you wish you didn't have to deal with, right? So when you're looking at jobs, don't expect don't expect most jobs to be perfect. You're not going to have something that ticks every single box 100% in what you're looking for. There may be aspects that you don't like too much, but what's important is understanding that a particular job, industry, profession ticks enough boxes that it makes it worth doing. That passion that you have for it stays um, day to day. When you wake up in the morning, are you excited to do that job? That's very important, and also realize that um, though you may be young and starting it out now, uh, the journey to find understand your ideal career, it may take a while. It may you may wake up tomorrow, know exactly what you want to do, and just move down that path. For most people, that's not the case. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort, intention to reach out, like we were discussing before. Talk to mentors, research online, ask people around you, try things out in person, hands on, um, to know if what you're interested is truly worth pursuing.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, all of you, for tapping into this conversation. I think we tap into great tips for them, especially the mentor part, which we all need. But now we want to transition a little bit for hot seat questions to get to know you a little bit more better. So the first question will be, what's your favorite season and why?
Mine is winter, or probably this when there's a transition between summers and winters because I don't like sweating. I hate that part. So this is the best. This is the best season for me.
Yeah, I think I like this weather too, but slightly more warmer. When you can just go out in the sun and then just relax a bit. You don't need to worry about too much of whatever indoors. But yeah, I think somewhat similar.
For me, it is spring. I love to see flower blossom, new leaves. The weather is good, right? It brings new to your life because of the long drawn winter in US, especially where we live, right? That is the new and thing you are looking for, right? So I love spring.
I'd say I'm a fan of the fall. Um, Although the past few weeks have been jumping between hot and cold,
Yeah.
I like it when it's, just a little cold. You can wear a few layers, nice jacket. I love changing the colors of leaves, um, all the pumpkin spice, apple cider, um, the slow movement into the holiday season. I kind of like that part of the year.
Yeah.
We have all the four seasons then.
Yeah, here in Florida, we don't see that, that marked change of season. Yes, with the weather, I do like kind of like fall and spring because of the weather, not too hot, not too cold. I don't like winter because it's too cold for me. Even though we live in Florida, for me that's freezing. The 50s for me that's I'm in the ice because I'm from Puerto Rico, so we don't get that cold there. So yeah, I will agree. Like in spring and fall will be my best season. So the
Yeah.
next question will be,
Having said that, a bit of snow won't mind, right? Once or twice. That's also a nice way to kind of celebrate. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, that's fine. You know that I haven't seen snow yet. So that will be interesting because I'm like I don't like the cold whatsoever. So I don't know how that's gonna be the time
Hmm.
that I go and see snow. But let's see what happens. Maybe I go to a cabin, and just for the I see it, but not no go out there, something like that. Um, The next question will be, how would you spend, what would be your favorite way to spend a rainy day?
Wow.
Sipping hot tea
Yeah.
and probably
So,
eating some snacks, but not going out. Just seeing through the
so
window. That's it.
I think for me, I'm like typical Indian where when you see a rainy season or rainy day, we stay home, obviously, for most part, if possible, wherever given a choice. And like Nisha said, coffee, but there's a special kind of fries we make. It's fritters, pakoras, right? So that is something my mom used to make, and now my wife also does it. So I would love to spend my time when it rains eating those pakoras and hot coffees. So that is how I like it.
Yeah, not a person who would go out and dance in the rain. No.
In Puerto Rico, they say it drops to like two drops of water and you're making soup. Everybody's making soup. If it rains.
No, it's funny enough, right? What not obviously not always right, but sometimes when the weather is good and it's raining, right? Me and my kids, we just go to the backyard, right? Play some music and do some rain dance for sure. But then come back, and have the tea. So I think that's that would be an ideal one of in a season. I don't mind it.
But yeah, it has not rained for two months now in New
Yes,
Jersey.
it has been a dry month or dry rather quarter for New Jersey.
Awesome. What about you, Philip? Did you share?
I have a little one, a 2-year-old. So during a rainy day, she's not going out because she'll be coming in just covered in mud. So we'd probably stay and watch a movie, or go to a mall so she can get some exercise running up and down the aisles.
That's important. Very important. Here in Florida, back in Puerto Rico, when it rains, we went out. We all of them. We have three boys, so we went out and play and all that. But here in Florida, we cannot do that because every time it rains, there's a thunderstorm, so it's impossible to go out. But yeah, I do love to, movies, see the rain. I like to see it, to open, the curtains and all that, and see the rain and hear it. That's like relaxing for me. Um, the next question and last one will be, if you can instantly become an expert in one thing, what would that be?
I think the new and upcoming people keep saying, and I've heard from Gagan many times, is quantum computing. I want to be expert of quantum computing.
Me probably coding because that's something I don't think so I'll ever be able to comprehend. So yeah, so just an aspiration because it
Abs-
does smart things, but I don't know how it does. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say it's from what Goggin and Nisha were saying, I would say either like AI or quantum computing or something like that. Because that's where we're seeing, at least in our industry, a lot of talk about AI capabilities, what can be done in that space. Because with that technology, you can kind of there's a use case in a lot of different industries across the board.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. With this day, everything is, computer, AI, and that will be a great knowledge to have, right? Any final thoughts? If you have any final thoughts that you want to give before we leave this conversation for the teens and this career exploration.
Yeah. I would just say that, to all the kids out there, right, enjoy what you're doing right now. Keep exploring. Exploring is one of the best things, right? It helps you understand that, what are the new things out there while, keeping your interests, because, things are evolving. Change is the only constant, right? That is evolving every few months now. things, right? Earlier, the change, which used to take in years, right, they happen now in days and minutes, right? I think uh, ChatGPT had some million whatever followers in few days, right? So I think keep exploring, look out for new opportunities, look out for new technologies, try and see that how you can have the right balance of innovation and your interest, and then just keep going from there.
Any other
Yeah.
final thoughts that you may have?
Yeah, for me, hope everyone has a great or successful career, and you find the right mentor. You're able to take the right decision, and you're able to find the right career opportunity for you where it can bring happiness to your life.
Yeah, I would say don't hesitate in exploring new things. Don't restrict yourself, and don't even rush into things that you're not able to get into the right career path. Things will fall through, but just keep on taking whatever opportunity you find on the way. Take a lot of internships that will help you understand what sort of a field you want to get into.
Yeah, and I would say maybe if you're young, you feel like you're kind of restricted in what you can do. But I would say as you get older, you kind of get restricted from a timing perspective, just how much time you have in the day to get things done. So take advantage of any free time you have to explore any opportunities around you, like like my other colleagues have been saying. You have a lot of you may have a lot more time now compared to me when I'm jumping between work, being a father. So take advantage of what you can now.
Yeah, but let me tell you, Philip is not old.
I feel it.
No.
Life is just life.
Age
Yes.
is just a number.
Yeah.
Suddenly we need like more like 5 extra hours in a day. Like what? It's already 8, 9 p.m. and we haven't done, a lot of stuff. So yeah, definitely take advantage of the time that you have available. Thank you so much to our panelists for taking the time today to be part of these virtual career and lounge sessions. And thank you for joining us. We hope that today's conversation has given you insight, has given you clarity on making plans for life after school. And special thanks to the Career Lounge session sponsor, EXL, a leading data analytics and digital operations and solutions company. If you want to learn more about EXL, go to exlservice.com. Thank you to the sponsorship. We can bring you this lounge to you at no cost. So we look forward to seeing you on the next virtual career and lounge sessions. All the sessions are here in YouTube. So make sure you go to the playlist, you watch them, you like, comment, and share with your friends. It's important because the information that we have is not just for us. We got to share it with other people. So thank you for being here. We hope to see you next time.